Solomon is what its mean. Formal and dignified. Other means characterized by a deep sincerity, you can say. That are the basic mean of Solomon. A person taking oath. I explain you little more about that. A person bonded by monastery vows. Now again, vows, Solomon promise. It is the promise. In your words, Roman words, you can say, between a person and their oath and their belief. Little I more explain about the chapter whole of it. Their religion, a particular system of a faith and worship. One mean a great, you can say, a pursuit or interest followed with a great devotions. Then I say the religious relating to or believing in a region, in any religion. And more I can explain little about faith. Believe in a God or in the doctrines or teaching of religion. That's a different view which I explain about this Solomon. When we take some, you can say, a promise with someone, other a person, other you can say state, or you say crown. I, Solomon, declare that I follow the procedure or devotions or debt above from my belief. Above from my belief. I explain you in last the chapter mercy and brief. Humans have a knowledge sense. When they find from their knowledge, seven sense, you can say the seven knowledge, for the notions is become the creed. His devotions and his feeling of knowledge become the creed, and he is going to be faith. But the faith acquire, then is go to deep. Coming to the from the hampering to your belief on your soil. So that Solomon come to pious, wise, when he take the oath. In, you can say, with someone or something unseen, or something unseen is more easy. I can explain you by the religion. More quick the human understand. Number one, I start the oldest, you can say, a religion. Zoroastrians, they pray to the God, but cosmology of a good and evil. Also they monotheism to the God, henotheism, and some polytheism, you can say. But it's still they create. What they can do, when the child became age of 12, they take the sheep, goats, rope in front of the fire of sandalwoods, normally they used, and take Solomon, that I follow monotheism and their commands. Naturally, it is their belief. They say the fire have angel who burning it, and they look it and they find it. It is an item. Third form of allergy, your son Neptune, who providing this system of fire. Oldest from the 79,000 we find today in our human, you can say, history, oldest religion based on monotheism, good and evil, but Solomon to the fire, that he cannot do evil things and follow by the goodness of the nature. That's their Solomon. I give you more little example. About 1500 years before, when Muhammad, peace will be upon him, born in Makkah, Saudi Arabia now call him, they have a big fire pot about more than 200 feet and the height of about more than 600 feet, a big wall of 300 feet, more than that. And they are firing it from last 2000 years, and suddenly the fire becomes stop. That Zoroastrianism, you can say Parsi or you say Zoris, all the worships, preach person come together to find it. Why the fire is stopped? It's burning for last 2000 years. When they work it by cosmology, you can say calculation, They said that way the air is coming and the speed of the air is very high, unbelievable. It is something miracle. Some holy person, that place Makkah will be have born. That's the indication of the first form of allergy. To this oldest Jewish people, so say that is a prophet, he born, that's why our fire is stopped. We have to do something wrong. So again they pray for the God, for good and evil, and put a lot of goodness. This is the one. Now I again go to on second, third, or you say philosophy of Hinduism, or you say Hindu philosophy. It is also old, African in the India, called the Eurasian. Referred to the a philosophy world view and teaching emerged in ancient India. These include the 6 systems. Number 1, Sankhya. In Sanskrit, they get Sankhya. Number 2, yoga. Sanskrit, they say yoga. And the third one is Navaya, we can say. And the fourth one is Vanashikya. The fifth one is Manashim. And the last one is Vedanta. These are the 6. Their Solemn belief. Their Solemn belief. These are the thoughts. Their thoughts in Zurich, good and evil, in front of the angel, the fire. Their belief, still on fire. Still on fire. But the time they have some wedding or in ceremony, they put the fire and call Agni. Take the cross, cycle. In front of that, Solomon, they say, Solomon declare to thee. They also believe the Ishwar. That in the witness of 3 trillions, they call Push, is meaning the pupils. You are the witness for that over Solomon's. So they declare. That's their, you can say, traditions, you can say their customs. No. Their beliefs. Their beliefs at the time of the end of the fossils, the body, death, their fire, same system they adopt. What we call adopt. Their beliefs very high, very high. Now I come to the third, about the Jewish religions start from Babylonians, Samara, the sultan of Iraq. Macedonian, you can say. Now I explain you a little more. The Jewish thoughts, a field of a Jewish study that deal with products of Jewish thoughts and culture throughout ages and their history called developments. It is a very greatness. They are the choosing people of the God. About 2,000 messengers of the God regularly come to the that part of earth to the that Jewish Hebrews communities for just to command. They are chosen people of the God just to command the right Solomon affairs. Do that way, do that way, do that way. And that's Solomon's, their beliefs, they come in their beliefs. That's called their history. They call their history. And they are the follower of them. Now I come to the fourth. Christian thoughts. You can say Christianity is rooted in the teaching of Jesus. Also, Hebrews, you can say, Old Testimony, Greeks, and New Testimony. Because it's very simple. Before the Jesus, David the Great, with the Michael book, Torah is come to them. So their affirmance, their son Solomon's, please be upon him. So their belief, Jesus, the time they have little commands, not holy books. So this, number one, Torah, holy books, Michael books, come on to Moses. So follower of them, Jewish, so their affair ever mentions that with Solomon, by their beliefs, they also believe on the God. And then David come later on, and the pupil. Now these days you see the star with different dimensions in a blue color. That's are the limit of the Solomon's. Limit of a great dimensions, boundaries of David the Great. That's why the pupils belongs to them, our followers, still they are using affirmance that this is our territories of the great kingdom of Daud, please be upon him. So there, again, I come before that to Buddha, before about 2300 before Christ. Their thought, if philosophy of reasoning, meditations, and worship and preach. That's the Buddha's commands to their followerships, to their followers. But they declare their Solomons by their heart, by their belief. So they obey that. That's become the religion. And that's become the, you can say, spiritual power. Is a meditation. It's complete the thoughts. Go in a deep. Go in a deep. Through your knowledge, become, when you solemn on it, from your heart, the function of this oil in the heart, not in the brain. They command from the heart, the beat. When the body is alive, the fossil body, your creed became the higher and higher and higher. That's why we use this both. On the faith, come to our, first they come from our knowledge. No problem if you've seen or not seen. Now I explain you more in the Muslims. First of all, a person became the religiously by religion of Islam. He believed a 4-book. First, monosodium, one God. Then, Torah, Moses the Great, peace be upon him. Zebedee, Old Testimony, Zabur, Bible, Jesus the peace upon him, and the Holy Quran, Muhammad, peace be upon him. By the belief of that 4 books, holy books, I solemnly, from my belief, they come to the heart, that I worship. That's a principles, thoughts, about the 10 thoughts in Muslims. Follow. The basic thing is the believe on a one God, monosodium. And the Solomon that I believe, they don't see the God. Nobody can see the God. But from the Solomon, from their heart, from their belief, I believe Solomon that 101,124,000 messenger of the gods, I believe, I Solomon. Nobody have seen. Even you cannot find them. But your Solomon, by your belief, your creeds, on your faith, that exercise of your knowledge become the feeling, senses, a deep, it's come to your heart. And the 2 things in the heart, one is rhythm and one other is a belief. When it become the belief, it's a Solomon. Is a Solomon. Then he go further and further. Time day of the end, when the fossil is gone, the body death, that's beliefs go with them. That's beliefs go with them, with the function of the soil, not the function of the rhythm. What you see, what you do, what you eat, what you say, what you have. Now, this is the function of soil. In this chapter, a lot of scenarios, coming acquire one by one. That Solomon, from the deep of heart, when we use to take some oath in front of no method, have you seen or not seen? In front of your belief, you take this Solomon. No method. It is in your heart. Nobody is looking. Nobody even finding. But it's your Solomon, your belief, your faith, what you are transmitting, others are receiving, you can say, are writing. If you take the holy books, put it in the hand, that's matter, no matter. Main, the right thing is your heart, by the knowledge, on the deep sea, sense. When it go to the sense, it's pious. He aware. Is Solomon aware that when somebody taking this oath, he have a brief history of that subject, but still he is finding. But the belief is high for that time and periods. He have a full command to their hemperies from their soil to do that right way or do that right way. That's the number one religion. I mean the first religion in the world today, our earth. Zoroastrianism, Zurich, they acquired that. The Romans, they believe on Augustus, you can say, the natures. Same to Greeks. Still, up to the Nile dynasty, the pharaohs, to the Macedonian, all this part from the Macedonia to this Mong dynasty. Difference is their angles, stance. But when they come on the affirmance, they come from their heart, they come from their beliefs. So there is no second way. Are they evil? Are they good? No way. They follow that. They follow that from deep of their hearts. This is a very, very, very thin, you can say, approach. It is a function. It is a function of their soil, the belief. But that a thinny, you can say, when you find from your hempery, your mind, your knowledge, by your belief affirmations. I do that. I command to do that. You can say, I worship to do that. It's become the spiritual. At time to time, the worship is exercise. When you go by further and further, and it come more and more and more, the body and the brain come cool and cool and cool. That's a worship. But the thing behind it, object behind it, you can say, that is your affirmation. That is sub-particles, you can say, of your beliefs. When they come on that, you have a bound to that extent. No matter your fossil body can go on. No matter, you got that. But you follow. When you go further and further, spiritual condition, on the beliefs, by the way of meditation, by the way of worship, any method, any way, they come more and more. Many oblige to your brains, hamperies, and then go to your conscious and come again to your heart. That's a belief, place the belief or leave. And they become stronger and stronger. Your faith become more and more wise and pious. That is the humans. You can say a little. I don't want to go to subject behind it. The topic going to difference about the animals and others. But affirmance, if you deny by using this superstition, a crossing the patience. Impatient is command. Patience is commanding you to your hampery. Don't go behind the sense. Again and again and again. When they do on deeper and deeper, they donate the notions, motions, feelings, they come to the hearts. And you become the more pious, wise. And do the right decisions. Do the right way. When over humans, it is a knowledge. How is created, how is acquired, how is done, how's the way, where is the memory, all this sense and this and that, sometimes they tricky and taking other way. But if you affirm by your heart, you become stronger and stronger and stronger. Control him immediately, without any stance. Is the command. Is the command of the first form of energy to your heart, that does your soil have a belief. When it's come once, it's very difficult. Your affirmation going to be wrong. But if you're taking from your eyes to eyes, you can say it's wrong. When you're taking some false stance or angles or any wise may is wrong. But without seeing, when you donate what you call dimensions of your senses stronger and stronger, using this and coming to on your cells, then is come to your heart is difficult. You cannot take you out from your dimensions, you can say, from your circle. That is aforementioned power. No, it is a man-made. You can say his power is a man-made. You can not feel them, not see them, but it is become the power. Emotions, devotions, everything, feelings, interfering, objecting. When you affirm somebody to I promise I can do that, that thing is a rhythm design. They come to you, say, oh, this is a good way, don't do for that. It is a wrong way, but they say it is designed. When the humans have this, you can say, a creed, nobody can defeat them. Nobody can defeat them. That is a basic principle of this Solomon's. More further, this topic is little wise and wide. I don't take it more in religion. Approaches are different, way are different, but the final is one. No method is Zoroastrianism, Zurich, Hinduism, Hindu philosophy, or the Simons, the 4-book followers, Jewish, Daud the Great, peace be upon him, Moses, Torah, Zebedee, our Old Testimony, Daud the Great, Bible, Jesus, peace be upon him, and Muhammad, peace be upon him. All the time when in Muslims, this Solomon's a one-day child, about one day you can say, they put the voice of the holy book, Michael book, Qurans. A God is great, Allahu Akbar. That the reasoning to our humans believe from day one he affirmed that he born in the house of a Muslim, Islam. That's why they command and command. Same to Zoroastrianism, Zurich, after the age of 12, they take this rope of sheep, wool sheeps, and pray in front of the fire. Many lessons to thee. A बहुत cathedral you can say of all this Zenotism, called this Jewish people. Their cathedral, they have always a fire, and they are praying in front of angels. I affirm that everybody come and say, Lord it. But it is a belief. It is come from the belief. Religions come from the belief. And when it's come from the belief, you have a more activation that's called the spirit. Always going higher and higher. No matter its time and limit. No matter. Not close on the time and limit, you can say. But more a spiritual, a more worship, a more donate, you can say donation of your feeling, that your affirmations, your belief become the higher and higher. And sometimes they cross the body, like Buddha, like many, like 124 messenger of the God, about 37 prophets, please be upon their goals. Multi-time to their master, 7 stage, where they come from. Thank you very much. Shukran, Dankeschön, Mexipo, Hamsa Hamnida, Chin Ching, Hoyo, Haimas, Swadika.